8:04 on what's going to be a balmy Wednesday. We're going to hit freezing this morning, so enjoy that. Warmest temperatures we'll be feeling for quite some time as well, and the warmest we've felt in about a week. So get out there and catch some rays, and break out the swim trunks today.
I kept my sink dripping in the basement just to be safe.
Oh, good for you there, Mark. Good for you, man.
With the weather still going to be cold later this week, I figured just let it drip.
Yeah. Let it drip, baby. Let it drip. John's breaking out the fishnet. It's going to be quite a day around here. Woo! Can't wait. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
The plum smugglers on?
Yeah. Oh, jeez. I'll pass on that. Oh, my goodness. So, huge news of the week here in Kansas City is the Royals have said no to 119th and all. I did reach out to Overland Park Mayor Curt Skoog. He says he is not available for interviews this week. So, if we can get him on soon, we will. They have crossed Overland Park off the list. All right? And there's nowhere else in Overland Park they're going to consider. It's done. It's over. It's finished. Now all eyes turn to Kansas City. We just talked to John Holt about this last hour. Kansas City's in the driver's seat for the Royals. Mayor Q has come up with a lot of money. He thinks he can get through the Port Authority, votes through City Council to potentially sweeten the pot for the Royals to go somewhere in Kansas City, Missouri. But in the wake of what's happened with ICE in Minneapolis, Mayor Q has not made a lot of friends lately in Jefferson City. Not that he had a lot to begin with. He didn't. He knows that. Everyone knows that. But as he continues to dive into the national politics of the moment, I know for a fact he's not doing himself any favors. And he has got to be careful. He does not want all this national political stuff that he's getting involved with, unnecessarily, by the way, to backfire on him. And by that, I mean, there are people in Jeff City who just don't want to help him. Now, you can call that petty politics, and yeah, it partially is. I mean, we should probably supersede the national politics of the moment and just do what's in the best interest of Kansas City and the state of Missouri. I agree. But they're politicians at every level. There's ego, like it or not. That's how it works. So, as this guy Mike Jones up in the Northland is trying to push statewide legislation in Jefferson City to basically require Kansas City to have a vote or require Jackson County to have a vote for any money for the Royals. That's not just driven by a want for the people to have a voice. I believe there's also going to be people in Jeff City who are going to be interested in that because of the politics, because they want to, in part, stick it to the Kansas City, Missouri politicians, which, of course, the face of that is Mayor Lucas. So as Mayor Lucas, who I really think has the right intentions when it comes to trying to keep the Royals in Kansas City, is also running around and waving his hand around when it comes to the national politics of the moment. If I'm him, I'm backing off of all that nonsense right now. I like this amicus brief that he joined this week. A bunch of mayors around the country filed an amicus brief challenging the ICE surge in the Twin Cities. It was led by the city of Boston, and Mayor Lucas was on here with a bunch of other random mayors. I mean, it wasn't like the top 30, 40 mayors on city size in America. It was random mayors. I mean, yes, Chicago's mayor, Los Angeles mayor Karen Bass, she was on there. But then it's like the mayor of Mount Rainier, Maryland, Ridgeway, Colorado, Somerville, Massachusetts, Shoreline, Washington. It's a bunch of nobodies. And as Greg Jarrett, Fox News legal analyst, said yesterday right on this show, he said this amicus brief, in his words, it's junk and it's not worth the paper it's written on. Now, Mayor Lucas is an attorney. He's a smart guy. He's got to know that this is, in large part, a show. It's playing the political theater game. Why do that right now? When you need the cooperation of Jefferson City, and you want, as he has alluded to, synergy between the city, the county, and the state, if that's your goal, then why would you go play this stupid game with these national politicians? Why? For Facebook likes? For blue sky shares? What do we call it? Blue sky or blue ski? What do we want to call it today? Blue ski? Blue, they, them? I don't know. Whatever you want to call it. What's the point of that? Why would you want to go down that road? Just avoid it. You got 18 months left here. Part of Quinton Lucas's legacy is going to be what happens with this Royal Stadium. That's it. No one's going to care or think about, the amicus brief he joined with the Boston mayor back in January of 2026 to stick it to Trump. Right? No one's going to care. If you want to get into the national political landscape when you're done with the mayor's office, you can do that. I don't think it's going to hinge on lawsuits like this. I don't think it's going to have anything to do with any of that. So just be hyper-focused on Kansas City. Don't give the people down in Jeff City, the Republicans, who maybe some of them are being petty. Fine, you can't control that. You can only control you, right? I was having this conversation with one of my daughters last night. She was upset. The oldest one was a little upset that, certain kid or two in the class might not be treating her well. And as I said to her, you can't control other people. You can control your reaction to other people. If somebody doesn't want to play with you, go into it, ask them, hey, you want to play? If they say no, just move on. Don't take it personally. Now, that's a hard thing to explain to a 7-year-old. But when it comes to 40, 50-year-old grown men, it should be a little bit easier. Be smart. Be better. Think about Kansas City. Think about your legacy in Kansas City. Because, by the way, it's not obvious to me that Quinton Lucas has a political future beyond Kansas City. What is it? The congressional districts have been redrawn. There's no Cleaver seat to take over. And by the way, over Cleaver's dead body, will he let Quinton Lucas take over that seat? I know that, I know he doesn't like when I say it, but, it's not exactly a secret around here. And there's nothing statewide unless the politics of the moment dramatically change, and there's no evidence to suggest that's happening anytime soon. Is it through some DNC channels? Is it like a Mayor Pete kind of lane and path that you try to take? Maybe, but once again, I think his future is here. So if your future is here, and that seems like the most obvious path right now, leave the national politics aside. Just stay away from them. There's nothing good that can come out of it right now. There's no big promotion coming. There's nothing to suggest that that's going to change anytime soon. So just lean in on Kansas City, on these issues. Let the national politics play out the way they're going to play out, and just stay away. And that will work out better for, I think, Quinton Lucas's legacy. It'll work out better for Kansas City if it truly wants to keep the Royals. It'll create more synergy between Kansas City and Jeff City, which I think is critically important right now. And everybody wins. Everybody wins. What's the down? There is no downside. But the question is, can the political egos put that aside? Because everybody, and it's true on both sides of the aisle, everybody wants to comment on the politics of the moment nationally, even when your role has absolutely nothing to do with it. I mean, they couldn't have gotten that moratorium passed on the ICE facility in South Kansas City any faster if they tried last week. I mean, my goodness, that news comes out within 24 hours. They got the moratorium passed, getting in the way of ICE. That's not exactly something that people down in Jeff City are thrilled about, but they're going to put up with it to a certain extent until they say, you know what? We've had enough. We're done playing ball. We'll pass. 913-408-7957 is our text line and our studio line on KCMO Talk Radio 95.7 FM. On the text line, Pete, so Lucas's legacy does hinge on the Royals, but no fault of his with the Chiefs leaving? I didn't say that. That will be a part of his legacy too. The Chiefs picking up and leaving. Although, as I said the day it happened, if you're looking for people to blame, he's not really in the top 3 or 4. But yes, it'll be part of his legacy, and that may be unfair, but you know what? That's what happens when you're in political office. You sometimes get credit you don't fully deserve, and sometimes you get blame that you don't fully deserve as well. On the text line, Pete, you're assuming that the mayor cares about the city. Listen, you can say a lot about Quinton Lucas. You can. And a lot that's, I think, fair criticism. I'll make some of those here on the show. But I do think the guy, obviously, like all politicians or many politicians, does care about himself and his own future and what that looks like and his own legacy. But I do think he cares about the city. Whether or not he's made the right move every step of the way, that's debatable. But listen, the guy grew up here. He knows this town. He cares about the city. We can debate whether or not he's done right by the city every step of the way, but he definitely does care about it. I think that's an unfair criticism to make about Quinton Lucas. But, North Kansas City does seem to be behind the eight ball right now in this whole thing. And for whatever reason, they just can't catch a break up there in Clay County. But if KCMO can get money, albeit potentially less money, to the Royals, and my sources up north say that they have more money for the Royals than Jackson County and or Kansas City would. They still feel like they've got the best deal, the best location, the best site to develop, and the most money. But if in Jackson County or Kansas City, Missouri proper, you can get close to that number without a vote, that may tip the scales. Because I still think the Royals have PTSD from how things played out in Jackson County almost 2 years ago.